Looking back now, it's hard to overstate just how bold the Lords of Midnight was when it emerged from the mists in the mid-1980s. A classic from Mike Singleton that I'm glad we received on our humble Commodore 64 following its initial release on the ZX Spectrum. At a time when most adventure games were still faffing about with clunky parsers and the odd pixelated goblin, Beyond unleashed something truly astonishing. A strategy epic dressed in the robes of a fantasy quest, or perhaps the other way round. To call it a game feels a bit reductive. It was more like a personal odyssey into a frozen land of myth and menace, and for those of us who took the plunge, it became something unforgettable. It didn't hold your hand, and thank God for that. The weighty instruction manual that accompanied the cassette, positively luxurious for the era, wasn't just decorative fluff. You needed it. It was part survival guide, part holy writ, and that complexity was precisely what made it so captivating. Here was a world that didn't just ask you to type "look, tree" and wait for a sarcastic shrug. It asked you to lead armies, forge alliances, and outwit a malevolent sorcerer with a name like a heavy metal band. For this reason, I've linked the manual in the description of the video. It's definitely worth a look. There was apparently even an actual prize for the first player to defeat Doomdark, a chance to co-author a novel set in the world of Midnight. At the time, it sounded like a mad marketing whimsy, and yet, in retrospect, it was strangely fitting. The game had a literary soul, and if you managed to survive long enough to get Morkin into the Tower of Doom and steal the Ice Crown, you felt like you'd earned a seat at the round table yourself. Unlike the clunky command guessing of other titles, Midnight gave us a streamlined and elegant set of keywords. Look, think, choose, select. These weren't just commands, they were invitations. Look offered a striking panoramic view of the land, painted with surprising artistry for the C64. Think delved into the hearts and minds of your characters and their troops. Choose let you act or hesitate, depending on the personality of the character. Select opened up your roster like a chessboard of personalities, many of them more prone to cowardice or doom than glory. Each decision carried weight, and as you gained more followers, some noble, some forgettable, all desperately needed, you began to appreciate the subtle balancing act of diplomacy, morale, geography, and the ever-encroaching shadow of Doomdark's wrath. The graphics, even now, deserve applause. While many games of the era served up crude lines and jarring colours, Midnight treated us to rolling landscapes drawn in clean perspective. Forests stretched to the horizon, citadels loomed, and distant mountains rose like ice-fanged sentinels. There was a haunting beauty to it all, not flashy, but composed, deliberate, immersive. You weren't just looking at a screen, you were in the land of Midnight, and the chill crept into your bones the further north you dared to go. And oh, the story. This wasn't just a backdrop, it was the game. Doomdark, risen from ancient slumber, brought winter itself as a weapon. His ice sphere swept down from the north, sapping strength and resolve. The stakes weren't abstract. Defeat didn't just mean a game over screen, it meant the fall of an entire civilization. You were Luxor the Moonprince, charismatic and calm. You had Morkin, your unnervingly powerful son, immune to ice fear. Call of the Fae had a knack for magic and finding legendary blades. Rothron the Wise, bless him, was basically cannon fodder. Slowly, painfully, you built alliances. You made tactical stands at Shimmeril, Athril and beyond. You watched brave lords die. And if you were lucky, if you were very clever, Morkin might just sneak through the mountains of Ughron and slip the Ice Crown from the Tower of Doom like a ghost in the snow. What sticks in the mind, even decades later, isn't just the mechanics or the graphics, it's the atmosphere. That moment on the 7th night when the screen fills with shadowy silhouettes and you realise the Free are holding their breath. Or the sudden appearance of Doomdark's riders, 890 strong, catching your lone scout unaware in the domain of Morkith. And the little details, Morkin's youthful idealism, Lord Blood losing 10 men in a skirmish and gaining 100 more 2 keeps later. That feeling of barely holding the line as the Witch King's frostbitten legions closed in. It wasn't easy, it wasn't always fair, but the Lords of Midnight dared to dream bigger than its contemporaries. It made strategy personal, it made textile adventures visual, and it made us believe, for just a little while, that we were generals, princes, rebels and visionaries in a world worth saving. Today, its spirit lives on in the games that followed, but few have ever matched its ambition, its melancholy grandeur, or the quiet magic that crept into our hearts with every frosty step northward. So here's to Luxor, Morkin, Koleth, Rothron, and all the brave souls who march beneath the banner of the free. You made the 80s that little bit more epic. Big thumbs up. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to share your memories of this one in the comment section. For more nostalgic moments just like this, then check out other Commodore 64 classics in the various playlists on the channel. Maybe you had an Amiga too. If it's the Commodore you crave, then you're in good hands, so hopefully you'll subscribe and continue with me on this epic journey down memory lane. And with that, hopefully, I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now.